Welcome. Welcome in beautiful Barcelona. My name is Martin von Hoffesdorf. I'm a business partner of this conference, founded in 2018 with Smithers. I'm trading as Hoffesdorf Consulting in Berlin, specializing in sustainable materials and of course recovered carbon black. As I've already said, I'm a business partner of Smithers. I also do a video presentation. Some of you came because of my video videos on YouTube. Where's Ahmed? Can't see you, but it's nice to see. I want to show recovered carbon black more in the media like YouTube and LinkedIn. So with Smithers, we founded the conference, and it all started in this little workshop in 2018. And in 2018, the paradigm of the carbon black industry was such that there was only one recovered carbon black presentation allowed in the Carbon Black World Conference, because the carbon black industry was not yet ready for recovered carbon black. So we did a workshop, and there was François Terral, there was Serge da Silva from Alpha Carbon in France, Peter Tahar back then, pyrolysis, myself, there was Chris Norris back then, Artist Laboratory, and Steve Farnham from Caltech. And we had a smashing workshop with 70 people, and that really started the idea of gathering a community for recovered carbon black. And now it's so great to see all of you. We are 330 people, ish, maybe more people come on the date. So big success of the community. In 2019, also, I could invite some of my local friends, including keynote from Michelin. Here you can see François Masson, the inaugural conference here in Berlin, which had 160 participants. So today, this is an old slide. We are 330 people. I return the thank you to Smithers. You really rock building conferences like this. Many, many thanks. So, who are we today? Looking at the app and the data, who we are. Most of us are in recovered carbon black supply or aiming at recovered carbon black supply. Who is working in recovered carbon black? Raise your hand. That's great, fantastic. So 38% are rCB suppliers, all those aiming to be suppliers. 15% are rCB buyers. Who buys rCB? Fantastic, congratulations. Then 9% are machine and engineering companies. Where are the engineering companies? Machine suppliers, mills, palletizers, dryers, conveyors, silos. 6%, interestingly, are from the oil and petrol industry, because 50% of the mass balance output of the tire processes is oil. Who is in oil and petrol? Good to have you here, welcome. 5% are service providers. Where are the service providers? I'm a service provider, Robert. 4% held recycling companies, so end-of-life tire recycling companies, collectors, processors. Who is in the held recycling chain? Fantastic. Now, 1% are investors, and I get back to that a little bit later on. Who is investor in recovered carbon black production? Great to have you, great to have you. So, sustainability starts in the mind. Some thesis to get you thinking about the circular economy. In a true circular economy, if you have 100% circularity, we have no recycling because we have no waste. We also have no value creation because we are converting value. We're taking material and we convert the value of that material into something else. Also, the point of collaboration. In the circular economy, we don't have leading companies. We have collaborators. Everybody works in like a clockwork together. Now let's talk about progress with recovered carbon black. In the world, there's really two paradigms in the recovered carbon black industry. And there's the recycling paradigm. Many companies, for example, in Asia, in Africa, South America, starting with a small kiln, maybe a Chinese kiln with $60,000, you're a business and you can start the process. Of course, we all know this is only the start of a lengthy development journey. And the other companies, maybe more in the Western world, in Europe, in the US, in Japan, are more into precision engineering. This is a whole different world, it's less opportunistic. We know if we want to put recovered carbon black back into the tire, it really is a very, very complex process. And the pyrolysis is only one step of it. In fact, it's such a complex process. We need pre-processing, we need post-processing. So I like to talk about our industry as the recovered carbon black industry, not the entire pyrolysis industry. Progress this year was very, very good, but we want to look at what has contributed to all of you being here and what has contributed to the success of recovered carbon black. And of course, ASTM, the workgroup D36, has been absolutely instrumental for bringing recovered carbon black into the attention of the rubber industry, the tire industry. I'd like to especially welcome Peter. Peter Terhar, where are you? Peter, Jorge, where are you, Jorge? Fantastic work. And everybody else in ASTM, really fantastic work. Then, of course, we had the work of Michelin and Bridgestone, also known as rCB Rubber. You know, when two arch rivals in the tire industry can collaborate on recovered carbon black, this is really, really moving. And very often I tell smaller companies whom I consult, you know, you don't have competitors on the topic of recovered carbon black either. There's more opportunities to collaborate. Don't look at your peer company as a competitor. Look at your peer company as a partner. And really, I can see that collaboration starting. Many companies work together, and it's good to see that kind of collaboration. Last year, in the rCB conference in Berlin, the most meaningful presentation for me and the most groundbreaking presentation for me was by Robert Harper. Collaboration of Alpha Carbon in France and Circtec. You know, product registration is super important. And I could really see in the tire industry when that presentation was presented, the registration of recovered carbon black in Europe. That is a major milestone for recovered carbon black to go to market, because without product registration, we cannot sell the product. We have a similar thing in the US. We have the Toxic Substances Control Act, and there's some work being done on that. Product registration is super, super important. The most exciting thing this year is this number. You might not know what it is. Those who are in ASTM, they will relate to this. And this is a classification system for recovered carbon black. Now, unfortunately, I cannot present you the whole story because it is not published yet, it's not official yet. But I'm so excited about this because now the buyers can say, I want this grade, this number. And the producers, they know exactly what they need to do with the quality control to get that kind of grade of recovered carbon black. And it's just a R for recovered or recycled, and then 4 numbers. And the 4 numbers stand for 4 tests. And so this is really a very, very simple system. And I think this will be the next big thing in the recovered carbon black industry. Fantastic work. In the ETRA conference this year, I mentioned the Starbucks strategy. And the one thing about recovered carbon black, really what we need is consistency. And what does Starbucks do? Wherever you go in the world, you go to Tokyo, you go to Rio, you go to London, you get the same Starbucks coffee. It's not the best coffee, but you know what you get. And I think this great classification system helps us enormously to get to a point of commoditization so that we'll have a Starbucks with recovered carbon black. And our buyers, our entire industry, they know exactly what they get when they order this kind of number, this kind of grade. They know exactly the quality. Another exciting thing for me with Art van Oschelt from Dekberg Carbon, we have now 5 companies who want to found an industry association, Recovered Carbon Black Industry Association. And these will want to work on regulation, on permitting. There's so many hurdles for really industrializing recovered carbon black. And I think an industry, international industry association, these are companies from Americas and from Europe at the moment. And this collaboration will really help to smoothen some of the industrialization hurdles. Unfortunately, we are not formalized yet. So these 5 companies, they work together, but as of now, we're not 100% formalized. We have statutes already, and we hope we can formalize by end of the year, and then new companies can join, of course, the industry association from next year. Now, I have a call to action as well. With Paul in our industry report, Prospects for Recovered Carbon Black, we say the demand for recovered carbon black is 1 million tons per year by 32. I know rCB23 published that same demand by 2030. I think 2030, 2032, it's the same thing. The revenue for this output of pyrolysis will be 2 billion euros. So that's the global figure of all the companies, 2 billion euros, and this is the revenue for 90% of the output of the pyrolysis, so for the recovered carbon black and for the oil. We need for that approximately 2.5 million tons of water granulate. Now here's the issue. We need 3 to 5 billion euros capex. And my call to action is we need more investments. The industry has been slowed down. Top companies have been receiving investments too late or are still struggling to receive investments. We need more investments from big corporates, carbon black, tire industry, petrol, but also institutional investors. And the second thing is sometimes investors try to control the company, but technology companies, recovered carbon black companies, know best about recovered carbon black and better than the investors. So micromanagement or taking over majorities of those companies is not really helping the industry. We need investment without taking over the tech companies. My call to action, we really need investors. We have an instant industry. Look at all the technology companies, look at the customers who are in this room, a big group. Among ourselves, we can solve all the problems. And one of the big problems really is cash flow of the operations. You know, how can we expect that the small companies that don't have any production yet, how can they survive? They have a cash burn every year. They pump all their money into research and development. How can they survive for more than a couple of years? You know, big investments like Michelin into Scandinavian Pyro, BASF into Pyro, couple of millions. But those billions are gone after a couple of years. So the industry really needs more financing. Due diligence for investors. This year, I think everybody can agree, this year has been a tough year. Tough year for the tire industry. Tire industry is cost cutting. Tough year also for the small companies because investors are much cooler to invest their money into the industry. So due diligence is super important. Due diligence is very complex as well. I have 31 factors in my due diligence practice for recovered carbon black production, including IP, technology, R&D, supply chain, EPC, that stands for engineering, procurement, construction, de-risking, partnering is very important. What is increasingly important is also the culture and the values, the business values of those companies. Startups very often only think of their technology, but the corporate culture they have, and the paradigm they operate under is very important. Now, 2023, I think, was a good year for Recovered Carbon Lab, and we'll have a great conference. Collaboration really is key, and investment. That's really, and I hope this conference will contribute to collaboration and to more investment in the industry. Let's look at the agenda. So we have today the first session, market trends and business updates. We have a second session on regulatory compliance. Tomorrow we have session 3 with technical applications. We'll have session 4 with standards and characterization. Session 5, processing and operations. And now I wish you a great conference. Have fun, do lots of business, and please ask a lot of questions to the presenters.